the guys in the green bubbles on an ad hoc basis whenever we need them. But we have one budget for all of them. We have one decision process for all of that, which I will come back to. And we have one floor space, which is shared by everyone. And they have Post-its all over the walls. So there's no more saying, I didn't know. There's no more architects saying to the DevOps guys, well, you didn't implement what I told you to implement. And the DevOps guy is telling them, well, of course we did not, because what you designed is impossible to implement.
Antoine, did you consciously say, I'm going to reshape and reorganize and restructure the IT unit to enable that to happen? Or did you see it as a general evolution and you let it go that way? And what's your thinking about how that should work out?
I consciously decided that we needed to change. Moved everybody in the same floor space, bring the guys from the marketing teams and the UX guys in the same space, the architects in the same space, change the organization. Instead of having an architect department, an enterprise architecture department sitting in one side with the princes of IT, like the guys we knew, where everybody else, the minions around, so well, go work with the minions and understand what the minions are doing, so that your design will work for the minions. And if your design doesn't work, because you are running it as well as building it, you're responsible. So make a design that you can run in the long term. So it was a conscious decision.
And are you seeing any other challenges, like maybe a fragmentation of your IT capability, with one unit doing something different that you need to coordinate?
Not more than before, but yes. And getting people to talk to each other and getting across functional meetings. So getting the guys who do sales IS to talk to the guys who do customer IS. And that's my job. It's to get them in the same room. I know what team A is doing. I know what team B is doing. And my job is to get them together and say, you should know what this guy is doing and exchange.
So you're stepping into that leadership role to pull these.
That's the only thing I'm doing. Looking at the technology and say, guys, you should use that technology. At least tell me why you can't use it. If this department can use it, tell me why you can't. And there's a great benefit in using it. So what we've done is we've created one digital steering group. There's one budget, which is made of IS and commercial, but it's just one budget. So every week, every month, I have 2 finance reviews, one for IS and one for the digital budget, which is IS and commercial. And we co-manage that with the commercial director. In that meeting, we have 6 people. We have the 2 of us and 4 people from our teams. There's 2 guys from IS and 2 guys from distribution and digital. And the decisions are made there. We invite people when we need them. And we have, and I'll come back to that, a very simple and transparent prioritization system, which is shared inbox, accessible to anyone who wants to see it in the company. There's no, it's not hidden. So if you want to see why your feature is downgraded down the line, you just go online and you can see it. And our prioritization system is extremely simple. You have a project, you design, rate the customer benefit for that project. And the customer benefit is ranked from 0 to 13 on a Fibonacci scale. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. We don't go higher than 13. That's an arbitrary decision. Why is it that scale? Because we never want to have the discussion whether it's 11 or 12 or 12 or 13. If it's between 8 and 13, you should be able to know that the complexity is that amount of difference. Then we do company benefits. If a project doesn't have a customer benefit or company benefit, then you should drop it. This shouldn't be on the table anywhere. Then there's an impact, which is taking everything into account. So the impact is not only the impact on cost or the amount of time in IT, but it's also the impact on change in the commercial team. So we can have, say for instance, when you take payment systems, accepting another type of credit card is very easy. It's just configuration and signing an agreement. Change management for the commercial team is a lot of work to tell everybody that now we're accepting this credit card or not accepting this credit card. So impact, take all of that into account. And the priority is the sum of the first two minus the impact. That gives you a priority. And then you can play with that. It's transparent. And you can also, but you don't have to do it every time, use the cost of doing nothing. It tells you when you do something, how much money you've saved. So that's an example. Change the service for the customer, great customer benefit, little company benefit. Of course, there is a company benefit, which is the customer benefit. There is a customer benefit. Somehow, in the short term or medium term, it will show as a benefit for your company. And then you do the difference. So it's 8. I hope I didn't make any calculation. 13 plus 3 plus minus 8, 8. And it costs you 10K per week of doing nothing. So when you fix it, you know you've saved 10K a week. And I chose this one on purpose, change the hosting of the servers. And that's important because it means as IS, we're transparent and we're telling our commercial team, we're going to need some time to change the hosting. And the customer benefit, 3, or even sometimes 0. 3 in this case, because we think their servers are going to be more reliable and the application will never stop. So there's a benefit for the customer. Then we're only stopping our application between midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's a very small benefit for our customers. Big company benefit, huge effort. And so you can see clearly that change the service for the customer will have priority on changing the hosting, except it's a bigger saving. We put every single project, every single task in that prioritization. And I mean every single one. So we changed the DNS, it's in there. And we start from the assumption, and it's true, that our commercial director is a very smart guy, that the guys working in the commercial department are also very smart people. So we can explain what it means to change the DNS. They can understand what a DNS is, and we can explain what is the benefit. If we can't explain it, it's probably because the benefit is, there's none. If you can't explain the benefit, it's probably because there's no benefit. So you should be able to explain the benefit.
Do you come across intangible benefits where, as you say, you might not be able to measure the benefit? Or?
Name one intangible benefit that's not a benefit for the customer or for the company. I don't know. If it's not a benefit for the customer, nor for the company, why should you do it? And if it's just a benefit for satisfaction of the CIO to go into a conference and say, well, this is the great thing I've done, but your customers don't care about it, or it doesn't save anything, doesn't create. Company benefit is engagement for the employees. It's cutting costs. It's increasing sales. It's a lot of things. And it can be a non-monetary benefit. It doesn't have to be a monetary benefit.
You would evaluate that as one of those numbers.
Yeah. But those numbers are arbitrary numbers, and we all have to agree. You know, planning poker in Agile, where everybody has their number and puts them on a table? We try to do it in a similar way, saying, have you all decided? And say 3, 3, 5. Okay, well, do we all agree that it's a 3? And yes, and it goes as a 3.
How many business people are involved into the qualification of those ratings? In the meaning, we do a similar process for basically having this view of the benefit point of view, to not be skewed just by marketing pushing, of course, the stuff going on. And everyone tends to claim a bit more than probably.
It's what, 3, 4 people from the business, from the marketing, commercial marketing digital team, 3, 4 from IS. But at the end of the day, Eurostar is not a democracy. And it's the commercial director and I will decide what goes in there. And if there's a disagreement in the team, we're going to try to get the discussion to reach an agreement. But at the end of the day, a decision needs to be made. And if there's too much arguing, then we're wasting time. So you need to give your staff, by doing this, you need to give your staff, and you are giving your staff permission to innovate. Because all of a sudden, everybody shares the same vision. There's only one customer. There's a very simple view of what you're supposed to deliver for the customer. Everybody's aligned, so it's easy to empower people to innovate. And I'll give you 2 examples. One, we had an issue. We needed to handle huge peaks when we had disruptions. The website traffic goes up by 10 times. The number of calls at the call center multiplied by 6. There's no way we can handle that traffic. We have to find different solutions. So that was a question asked to the teams and regular meetings and so on. We need to handle that. And so one guy and his team built overnight a single purpose app. So they took the app, removed all the other screens and kept one screen.